solving linear equations with fractions. So one term on each side, we call these proportions. So proportions are where you have an equation where two fractions are equal. So sometimes they don't look like two fractions, so I'm going to show you how to make them look like two fractions. Once you have them, you multiply by the least common denominator, the LCD, which essentially eliminates all your denominators, and we just have a simple linear equation. So the equation on the left, we'll call that number 1. We're going to solve this equation. 1/8 x equals 5. So 1/8 x means 1/8 times x. I can make x a fraction by putting it over 1. So this left side essentially becomes x over 8. X divided by 8. And the right side is 5. I can make 5 a fraction because 5 I can write as 5 divided by 1. So now I have a linear equation with a fraction on either side. So some teachers will teach you to cross multiply, where you take the denominator of one fraction and you multiply it across. Denominator of the other fraction, multiply it across. So you get 1x equals 8 times 5, so x equals 40. That's a trick for cross multiplying that a lot of students like and memorize. So when I do question 2, over here I'm going to show you a different way which will help you deepen your understanding of what's happening. So using the same logic, 4/9 times z is going to be 4 times z in the numerator over 9. And the left side is going to be 1/3. Now instead of us doing this cross multiplying, what we're going to do is we're going to multiply by the least common denominator. The least common denominator in this case is 9. So I'm going to multiply both sides of this equation by 9. 9 is going to multiply on the left. 9 is going to multiply on the right. So essentially what happens on the left side is this 9, which I could write as 9/1, is going to reduce or cancel with the denominator. So the 9 on the numerator and the 9 in the denominator divide, and 9 divided by 9 is 1. So we're left with 4z on the left side. If you wanted to multiply this out, you would get 36z over 9, which simplifies into 4z. On the other side, same idea, we could put 9/1. So if you wanted to multiply this out, that will give you 9 divided by 3, which is 3. I can also simplify that by saying I can divide the 3 and the 9 by 3 and reduce this. 3 divided by 3 would give me 1, and the 9 divided by 3 would give me 3. So all of this essentially simplifies to 4z equals 3. We divide by 4, and z equals 3/4. So when you cross multiply, you are essentially eliminating denominators. Multiplying by the LCD, this strategy is going to be very helpful as the math gets more complicated.